What up? It's your boy Scooter B coming back on another Scootablast podcast. We got a special guest today. Introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name's Colton.
It's my boy Colton Stewart right here.
Don't use my government name.
I'll just bleep that part out there. We'll call him Stewie then for this episode, and we'll see how this goes. This might be a regular co-host on this show, and some other things I got going on for this channel. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Tell me what y'all think about it. First thing we'll talk. Let's talk. How do we become friends anyway?
Honestly, I think here.
Oh, and if y'all can't tell by the background, we are in a bar. We're at the Shack, where true friendships are made, I guess.
Actually, I think this is where I made most of my friends.
Probably so, me too, to be honest. Because if you can't bond over beer, then can you?
Can you bond at all?
At all. That's what I'm saying. But we got a couple of topics to talk about here today. First, actually, when I was putting together this episode, I had a lot of things going on, so I was just trying to scram something up. So anyway, let's talk about the Super Bowl for a second. Kansas City Chiefs were the winners against the San Francisco 49ers. What did you think about the game? Who were you going for?
Oh, dude, I was rooting for KC all the way, dude.
I don't know. I really didn't have an opinion. I really didn't care that much, to be honest. Honestly, I was going for who was winning at halftime. But they were tied at halftime. So no, but then in the game, the 49ers started getting ahead, and I was like, all right. But, you know, I'm a Cowboys fan, so why not root for the NFC team? Shaking your head for
Dude, I can't stand the Cowboys. Jerry Jones is the devil.
I mean, I agree, but...
Hey, now they got rid of Jason Garrett, though.
That's true.
Maybe they'll do something.
Mike McCarthy, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm still unsure about him. He was asked about the Dez Bryant thing. You a Cowboy now. You got to say he caught that pass.
Always be a catch. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but that was a catch. No doubt about it.
Like 5 years later, it was still a catch. But yeah, so we had Patrick Mahomes win the MVP of that game. Shout out to Patrick, East Texas boy from White House.
Dude, I saw a bunch of people tweeting about him. I don't know if y'all saw the video of him shotgunning a beer that the fan threw at him.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody was saying how he learned that at Texas Tech, but I don't know if y'all know this, but that's how we do it in high school in East Texas. Been doing this shit come out the womb.
That's what I was saying. I was just like, that's pretty standard thing. He was like, I can't believe he really did that. Well, if you can't believe it, then you really don't know much about him or where he's from.
Just come down here for a little bit. You'll learn.
Probably so. But yeah, so shout out to Patton. Since it is Black History Month this right now in February, he's one of the 3 black quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl. Although he's a light skin, so he's like dyed black, but we're gonna accept another. The other ones who had Russell Wilson with the Seahawks, and we also had Doug Williams back in the '80s for the Washington Redskins. So shout out to them. And while we're on Black History right now, I see these funny things on Facebook and Twitter, and they're like, not real Black History facts, but the one I saw today that I read to my friends, it said, let me see, can I find it? It said, Black History fact, this is Diane Armstrong, also known as Diamond. She is the first stripper that actually stripped to pay for school. She made her money. She didn't let her money make her. Know your Black history. And if you don't know who that is Lisa Ray. She played in the classic cult black film of Players Club, to where in the movie she was a stripper trying to pay to go to college. So shout out to Diamond.
Get that bag.
Big bag. Another big buzz from the Super Bowl was the halftime show.
Boy.
He had
Boy.
Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. And when I first heard that lineup, I was like,
It's kind of whack.
it was. I was thinking, Shakira, I can understand. Maybe she's an international superstar. And honestly, when I was like Jennifer Lopez, I was like, what actually like hit songs does she have that she can perform? What she's gonna do, Jenny from the Block, and then all the other songs I could think of was when she used to be with Ja Rule. And she's gonna be like, I'm real. And I was just waiting on Ja Rule to come out. The way you walk, the way
That would have been a
you
way better halftime show, honestly.
That's what I was saying. I was like, she was so fake for not bringing Ja Rule out there. I know he ain't making that much money these days. He could have used that bag. Even for like 30 seconds of a song, man. Oh, and then
What's going on in the background real quick?
and if y'all hear this music in the background, I don't exactly know. It's something playing on the TV there from watching Star Wars and some ESPN stuff. So if that's what y'all hear, that's what's going on. But that halftime show, big thing was, especially when they pulled up I kept seeing the clips of Shakira and Jennifer Lopez both shaking that thing.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I replayed that.
I did too. I watched it, but they used to always talk about J-Lo's butt, but up there compared to Shakira, when at that moment, J-Lo, I was.
Shakira got that thing on her.
Hey, look.
She ain't playing.
I wasn't mad at it at all. And also the thing about Jennifer Lopez, I was watching Super Bowl with some friends. I said, what is Jennifer Lopez actually great at? I don't really think Jennifer Lopez is great at anything. She's an okay singer. She can dance a little bit. Ain't nobody ever been talking about, man, did you see Jennifer Lopez in that Made in Manhattan? That girl be acting.
Dude, Made in Manhattan went hard, though.
I ain't saying it was a bad movie, but it didn't get no Oscar raves. Not that I know of.
It wasn't
anyway.
that good.
You know, and what else? What's the movie with the snake with Ice Cube?
Anaconda. Dude, that movie trips me out every time I watch it, bro.
Shout out to Ice Cube in that movie also, because that was another Black History fact I gave one of my friends this year. It was him and LL Cool J were some of the pioneers of black people surviving in horror films. Because y'all know the stereotype that they always kill a black person off first. They actually made it all the way through to the end. But anyway, let's get on to our next topic. We're about to talk some conspiracy. Well, a conspiracy that I found today, and it is about Antarctica. If y'all know anything about Antarctica, that's basically one of the largest places on Earth that still has been unexplored and uninhabited by humans or really many animals that we know of. So let me read y'all.
They got a penguin.
Yeah. Penguins also.
Dude, penguins trip me out.
They're like cool, but they're just
weird. Penguins and ostriches. What Kevin Hart said, big ass man pigeon.
And penguins are one of the few animals that are actually monogamous. They pick a mate and they stay with them. Fun fact if y'all didn't know.
I do not approve of this music at all.
All right, let me read this to y'all. So, Antarctica is still one of the few places on Earth that's virtually untouched by humans. There's no native population, and what I saw there said there's like 6. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to say 16, but I put 60 unrestricted areas and they are run by something called the Antarctic Treaty. This includes 12 countries. In fact, the Nazis, they had interest in this continent, and they claimed a large area, and they call it New Swabia, a large a place named after a place in Germany. So after World War II, supposedly there was about 4,000 soldiers that invaded Antarctica. First of all, how do you invade a place where there's nobody there to invade it? So what is that about? First of all, but these soldiers, they came from Great Britain and Australia apparently, and this operation was known as Operation Hot Jump. And for some reason, it said that it ended in several casualties and a missing ship called the USS Pine Island. And the theory says that this was a battle with the UFO, and after the failed mission, the Admiral Byrd declared that it was imperative that we take immediate action on this hostile environment. And after this, so afterwards it says what happened. The Admiral, he was still wanting to, I guess, go back and kill whatever was there. And the government told him, basically, you need to chill out. You need to leave this alone. So they told him to cease holding conferences and talking about this. But apparently the Admiral didn't care for what he seen. So a few days after they told him this, he came up dead. He died. And just like most conspiracies, when people talk about them, when things talk about things like that happening, was it a coincidence or did they take him out? Nobody actually knows.
He Epsteined himself. Oh, Epstein didn't kill himself.
Look, exactly. And so also, let me find my place. And the reason that supposedly maybe they killed him off because he was putting out there that there was a portal to a whole new world, right, in Antarctica. And also in the research we found that within this, that they actually found pyramids there. Pyramids bigger than the Great Pyramid that's said to be in like Egypt and stuff.
Said it was like 1,220 meters high, which is right at 10 times the size of the ones in Egypt.
And so, I mean, me personally, I don't know, because this, talking about like pyramids and stuff, there has to be something going on with them, because you got the Egyptians, the Aztecs, and then all the way in Antarctica, because these worlds completely apart from each other, knew nothing about each other, and they believe they're lined up with like certain constellations of stars and stuff in these specific spots, and I don't really know how to explain why they did it. I mean, I don't really know nothing about that stuff too in depth anyway. But there's probably some crazy stuff that's going on.
It's the Decepticons.
Look, you know what? Let's finish and we'll talk about that a little bit more, because there might be something to that actually. And so I was saying that like there's many like famous diplomats and things, people who've like went there and had horrible experiences. One that I found, it said John Kerry visited and he had to be medically evacuated, and then on Twitter he tweeted a picture of the pyramid and said, "We are all in danger, and it is evil in itself," talking about that. And soon after his tweet, that tweet was immediately removed from the internet. And also, like I said, there's been many writers who've talked about these sunken cities at specific coordinates, and I guess scientists have these like sonar detections where they detect motion and sound and things like that, like deep in the ocean. And there was believed to be, they heard like a bloop sound, which when I think of bloop, if you ever threw like a pebble in the water, that's the sound that I think that it's made. But I'm pretty sure they were just talking about like some kind of high frequency sound, a vibration or something like that. And nobody knows where it came from, because it was a sound that no known creature could have made that could be there, or no known animal species. So yeah, that's Antarctic. The funny thing about that, that you said it, that it might be the Decepticons. Hey, look, I'm not. I I don't know what's there because these territories or whatever that they took off, um, they that these areas that people can't go to. There's apparently they have some kind of army, national guard, or something there that on these ships, and they will kill you if you try to go there without permission. And I don't really know what the reason that could be for. Apparently, apparently, I'm saying it so fucking, I sounded so country when I said that.
Sound like me.
So yeah, apparently have been speculation there to be like maybe that's where a Yeti is, Bigfoot or some type of ice monster. They say that there was water monsters there. So maybe it's not to keep us from getting there, but maybe it's from keeping whatever is there to get out.
I think it'd be pretty cool to find a Yeti though. It's like the Jack Link's Bigfoot.
All you need to calm it down is some beef jerky.
We go down there with like 5,000 pounds of teriyaki jerky. Tame this animal.
Introduce them to, take them, go get them some from Buc-ee's.
Hey.
It's some beaver nuggets. But no, that's quite, I don't know what to think about this because there has to be, and like I said, and what else reason for, because us humans, at least nowadays, we like to go everywhere and we like to mess everything up. So, and that's the only place the whole world has agreed on that we are not going to mess with. I mean, we've chopped down trees in a rainforest. We've
Tried to
cleared
storm Area 51. Big fail. I don't know what y'all were thinking.
And with that thing, I kind of felt like it was, like they was gonna like start small. It was gonna turn into some like hippie music festival or something.
It kind of
And
did.
I was about to say that's basically what it did. So like the next time it's probably gonna get bigger and bigger. But anyway, and also, what was I about to say? That was something. I'm trying to think of what else I read about this. Oh yeah, so they about the thing about the portals. There was a flat Earth guy that he talked about that Antarctica and the pyramids there being a portal to new worlds, and also like within that they talked about like shapes and stuff, and know how they have the pyramid shape, but the bottom is like a rectangle, and if you look like squares and rectangles are like a big thing, and like they kind of like folklore too, and I don't know, they're saying that these places could be like hell, because in a lot of places that most religions and anything talk about some kind of hell, not in necessarily sense that you go there when you die, but it's a place that people have visited. You saw this in like superhero movies and all these places like that. So who actually knows what's, you all right there, buddy?
I don't know. That hurt.
I heard it pop. So
Too old.
hey, man, I feel that all the time. But I can only imagine like pulling up into Antarctica, minding my business, and then bam, I see some. I'm trying to think of like what an ice monster would actually look like. You ever watched Thor, the first one, those that monsters thing?
Dude, that honestly might be pretty accurate.
But yeah. So if y'all should go look into that conspiracy, let me know what y'all think about it. If I'm missing any, I like I like talking about conspiracies, but I like to read them for the surface level because I like to sleep at night, and I ain't trying to be up all night going wade into the deep depths of this stuff, freaking myself out.
Dude, I started reading up on 9/11. Definitely an inside job. Definitely. But you'll stay up days reading shit like that. It's kind of scary, honestly.
It really is. It came. So I like to keep it on the surface level. I don't want any of this stuff. Maybe it's some spirits or something listening. I don't need them to come and messing with me in my dreams, telling me I need to chill. I don't even like to Google too much stuff because I don't need the government sending me a text message telling me to chill out and stuff. I ain't trying to go into hiding and be living in a desert in the middle of Nevada with a bunker and all these guns and stuff, trying to have to eat MREs the rest of my life.
Oh, dude. Those things are disgusting. God.
Oh. But all right, we're going to get into the next section. And we're going to do it one gotta go animated movies. We're going to go with Lion King, Incredibles, Shrek, and Aladdin. So what we're going to do first, we're going to pick the first one that we want to keep, that we don't ever want to leave our lives. Tell us which movie that you pick and why. I'll let you go first.
All right, mine would have to be Lion King. It's too iconic to get rid of. And I swear I watched that thousands of times as a kid. But Scar, that man, I'm still pissed at him. Best part about the Lion King movies was easily the hyenas. 'Cause I feel like I relate to the kind of stupid one on a very, very close level.
Oh, no. All right, you finished?
Yeah, what about you?
All right, I'll go now. I think I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna keep the Lion King first because that's my childhood movie, and that was like I remember I used to have, like, my room was Lion King. I had Lion King sheets and pillows and blankets, and I had a little Simba bear that I had for a really long time. And also, man, that movie is
Simba bear. He's a lion.
It's a teddy bear, though. You know what I'm talking about. Just stop trying to make it sound stupid. A stuffed animal, not a bear. I'd say a stuffed animal. But yeah, man, and then that scene when Mufasa died, killed me. And I've never cried in a movie or anything, and that's why I refuse to watch the newer Lion King. I was like, I can't witness that again.
I heard it was pretty good, but I haven't seen it.
I refuse to watch it. I scroll on my Disney Plus every day, and I just go right past it. I watched all the new ones. I watched the new Aladdin. I've watched all these other new live action movies but I refuse to watch the Lion King. So, all right, what's second? What's second off the board for you? Which movie you keeping?
What we got? I'd go Shrek. Shrek was pretty good. Like, especially the soundtrack on Shrek, that went hard. But the fairy godmother, she can catch these hands. I would throw down with her so fast. That and Fiona? Human Fiona. Rephrase that. She pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
You don't want none of that ogre booty.
Chill. I've been with a few, and I don't want to go back.
That is too funny.
What about you?
All right, mine. I'm gonna keep the Incredibles second. One, and the Incredibles that's most definitely it's a timeless movie. It was one. The first reason I'm keeping is because of rewatchability. If you see the Incredibles on TV or you just scrolling through something, that's a very easy movie. You can just go back to it. You can watch it anytime. Even though you saw it a billion times, you get the same laughs from it. And it's like I said, one of my biggest is rewatchability. And then also coming out 15 years later, Incredible 2, still just as good. And a lot of times the sequel to movies, they usually don't hold up, but The Incredibles 2, with Jack getting his powers, They're trying to figure that out. Oh, it was hilarious. The scene when he was fighting the raccoon.
Oh, that was another point on Shrek. There's like what 4 or 5 of them now, and they were all pretty good.
I agree. All right, so you have The Incredibles and Aladdin. Which one you keep?
Definitely keeping The Incredibles. Hey. Sorry. But, yeah, definitely keeping The Incredibles because pretty good movie, especially with Jack Jack. Because I was definitely like Jack Jack as a child. I was just a little shithead. And then what's her face? The old lady. Makes the costumes. Edna, dude.
Edna Mode
She trips me out. But that and Alaska Woman, just like Fiona, dude, she got that thing on her.
She kind of talked with a lisp though.
She do.
I don't really like that, but everything else I agree with. Why you getting rid of Aladdin?
Dude, I never really thought Aladdin was that great. I know y'all are probably gonna hate me for that, but it just wasn't that good to me. I don't know what it was. Like Robin Williams playing the genie, he did really good, but I just wasn't the biggest fan of it.
Okay, I can understand that. So I have Aladdin and Shrek. If I had to keep one,
Better say Shrek.
yes, I'm keeping Shrek and I'm getting rid of Aladdin. Especially, like you said, it's one of the same points I made with The Incredibles. At least the first Shrek, the rewatchability of it is hands down, and it's one of the greats because there was the humor in it. It's an animated movie.
They kind of got away with murder.
Yes, like I said, it's an animated movie,
jokes.
but I was about to say, like, it's very much an adult watchable movie. Like, you don't have to feel like if somebody walks in and you're just watching Shrek, nobody's gonna be like, what are you doing? Like, why are you watching cartoons?
Like, it's Shrek.
And also Eddie Murphy as Donkey.
Oh.
Classic, man. That guy is Eddie Murphy. I ain't gonna say he don't get the recognition he deserves because dude is most hands down probably he's one of the goats of comedy.
Especially in life. Martin Lawrence, dude, that is probably my all-time favorite movie. Either that or probably Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, it's most definitely probably in my top 5 too. But yeah, and Shrek and Donkey and that, man, Eddie Murphy, he has so much range in the things that he can do and then end up still bring his funny into like an animated movie. It's great. And Aladdin, I like Aladdin, but it just never like stood out to me. I never want to go out of my way to watch it.
Yeah.
Like all of these other movies, any given day when I'm bored, I can go click on one and sit there and watch it. But I probably wouldn't do that with Aladdin. If it was on, I'd probably like sit there and watch it. But I ain't going out of my way to look for it. And like I said, Robin Williams in it, he was great as the genie. And that was, even with the new Aladdin, that was one of my fears about it. Like I was afraid that like Will Smith was great as the new genie. But I was afraid that he was gonna try to do a Robin Williams impression and totally butchered it. But Will Smith, he did his thing in the new one though. He was Will Smith. He brought a certain coolness and like a different type of swag to the genie. He was like a cool genie. He wasn't like super like nerdy. He was himself in it. So that's what I liked about that.
Speaking of Will Smith, have you seen the new Bad Boys?
I hadn't got to watch the new Bad Boys.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, I read some things about it, and they said one of the negative things I saw people talk about it, they were saying that that movie, that it wasn't as funny as the other ones. But I was like, it might not be, because I can see from what I do know about it, I was saying that like the script was like it was just written in a different way to where it was more like dramatic because of things that happened from what I read. And so the things that I read, which I hadn't watched the movie yet, I probably would assume that they were saying that it was probably written to where they might make a spin-off series about like Mike's son.
They are. If they don't, I'm gonna be so furious. If they left One thing I will say is they leave you on a cliffhanger. It's so dramatic.
Yeah, so I'll do that pretty soon at some point. I'll get to it.
You kind of spoiled it for them. Nobody knew he had a son.
Well, but it's been out it's been out a month now. So if you hadn't watched it and you're watching this,
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
It's okay. And the thing about spoilers, man, I give people like a week when I saw a movie because if I saw it within that time, you very well had the chance to, and you can go on IMDb the day that it comes out and read about it. So you know. Well, hello, Miranda.
Hello.
But yeah, so we're about to go to the last portion of this episode, and I still hadn't figured out the exact name that I want to call it. I just want to keep it like Shine Your Light or something. I just want to end it about something positive, and the thing that I talked about, or that I was going to talk about, it was like I have my tattoos right here, and it's a Bible scripture, and it's Psalm 37, verse 23 and 24, and it says, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. He delighteth in his way, but though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hands." And I was going to talk about that, but
I'm glad you know that scripture off the top of your head. Most people, I know a lot of people that get like scriptures and stuff and have no idea what it means.
oh yeah, I made sure that I memorized it before I got it. So and also like I got it in this script right, and I got it kind of hard to read on purpose. Just that way, when people ask me about it, I can actually sit and like talk to it about it. If they want to, I can explain what it means to me, and I'll tell y'all what it means to me. So this scripture, what it means to me is talking about like stand in the confines of the Lord and just being prayerful. And when you start to doubt yourself and things get in your way, just remember that if you turn to God, that He will uplift you every time. And then especially the talks I used to have with my grandfather about being a man and working and the things I need to do to try to help provide for my family and things, those things really stuck with me. And when I was in probably my freshman year in college, I think.
All these F-bombs, Jesus. Damn, Miranda. Get wild. She tripping.
If I hear it, or like one of my friends, she posted this scripture on Facebook, just like randomly, and then as soon as I read it, automatically like took me back to those moments when you talked about them. And that's where I got the inspiration from. So one of the things I want to talk about, well, I'm going to ask you, so what are some of the things when you get down in the dumps or maybe in the fields about something that you do to bring your spirits back up, to uplift yourself?
This right here.
Besides drinking.
Yeah, whenever I get down, I usually go talk with some family members, mainly my sister. But, you know, thanks, Savannah. You just had to move like 2 hours away. But, yeah. But she's always just a call away.
I feel that, and that's one thing, especially when even outside of like Christianity, you always see people talking about they're good by themselves, that they don't need anybody. That's BS.
Just like you said in the last video, you can be honest, you said.
Hey, look, me, myself, and I, that's all I got in the end, man. And I mean, that's true, because you can always have yourself, but you need other people around you who will help you get out of those places, whether they're being a person that you can actually go let your feelings out to, that they're going to listen to you and try to help you through a situation, or somebody who might just try to help you take your mind off of it, to going out and to do a game night, to go out and have a beer, and just to sit and talk and to take your mind off the negative things, because there's so many things to be down and depressed about in this world today, especially with we got Champ here coming in, and especially with in social media and things like this, we see I feel like this, like the social media stuff, that it's usually girls who get affected by stuff, but guys do too sometimes. Especially if I'm looking, I follow like P Diddy and DJ Envy and stuff on Instagram, and they look so rich, and it makes me sad all the time. Like they buy all these new cars and Lamborghinis and Bugattis and stuff, and I'm like, I drive a Hyundai.
I have a Ferrari.
You go ride in it?
Hey, you drive a Hyundai, I drive a Nissan Frontier.
But then I start to think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man,
It could be so much worse.
that's what I'm saying. Like I could have no car, I could have nothing, I could be out living on a bridge, have some people do. So I have to think about the blessings that I do have, and I have to keep going and reflect off of those kind of things.
Shit, I've been there before. I didn't have a car for shit, probably 2 years. Didn't have a car. Got kicked out of my house. Was living with friends, kind of couch surfing.
I say it happened, but those things could always be a whole lot worse. So I know, just like you said, when I'm feeling like that, I have a pretty good like friend group who shout out to the gang, the squad.
Y'all know who you are.
That I know that I can go talk to them about anything, even if I don't want to talk about sentimental stuff. I know I can get a good laugh from them,
Yeah.
and those kind of things always help. But yeah, so that's it. That's all that we got for today. So y'all remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell too, so y'all can see all the fire content that we got coming up. A lot of y'all been giving me good feedback about my Ask Zach show. More episodes of that is coming, and I got some skits coming up soon and some kind of things like that. So y'all stay tuned in. Subscribe, Scootablast TV on YouTube, and y'all let me know what y'all think about this guy. So, let me know if y'all want him back on the show or not.
If y'all say no, we fight you. I
And it
swear.
really don't matter anyway, because if I want him back, he'll be back regardless of what y'all say. But it's been another Scootablast podcast. We out.
Out here.